It is that time of year again, and that means the holidays are upon us, and you might find yourself trying to get that perfect accessory for your friend, family member, hell, maybe even yourself. No judgment here. We all need to pamper ourselves sometimes. But trying to find the perfect accessory for your iPad Air, iPad Pro, maybe even the iPad Mini is really challenging because there are a plethora of mediocre accessories out there, and you're trying to find what is going to be the perfect gift. Well, you are in the right place because in today's video, I'm going to show you all of the favorite accessories I've been using for my iPad Air, iPad Pro, and the iPad Mini in 2019, and I am going to show you what should be underneath the tree for that special someone. Let's get started. What is going on, everyone? It is Mike, and welcome back to Tech 24/7 TV, where we bring you the best in unboxing and product reviews so you can make informed buying decisions. Here on this channel, we're going to do the analysis of the various bits and bytes that transcend technology only to find their way into your pocket. So if you like product review videos just like this one, make sure you subscribe with notifications to be alerted when that new content drops. So it has been a minute since we talked last. I mean, a lot has happened. We had Thanksgiving here in the States. I've had some travel for work, some travel for personal, but we are back at it, and there is more content coming for you throughout the end of the year. Now, first, I want to say thank you very much. The channel surpassed 6,000 subscribers about a week and a half ago, and we are well on our way to 6,300 as of this video. So thank you very much. It's honestly surpassed every one of my expectations, and I want to thank you very much for being part of the action. So thank you very much again. Now, all that traveling that I've done had really given me the time to reflect on, what am I using with my setup? What accessories am I using part, with my iPad, with my MacBook? And the next set of videos you see here are going to be part of really what are going to make great gifts, in my opinion, for anyone that has one of those devices. So today we're talking about what are going to be the best accessories for the iPad, iPad Air, iPad Pro, even the iPad Mini. But if there's something to be model specific, I will sure to let you know that. Now, all the accessories I talk about today are going to be linked in the video description below. If you find one of those links and you end up buying something through them, Amazon's going to pay me a small commission for that. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, what happens is that money gets reinvested in the channel in forms of better accessories or great accessories for me to go ahead and test and review, and the occasional, tech upgrade. Like right now we're using the Sony 24mm G Master lens, which is beautiful. If you don't know, now you know. With that, let's talk some tech. So first up is going to be probably the foundation for the iPad, and I think that almost everyone should have this when you buy an iPad, and this is going to be the Apple Pencil, but I'm totally kidding. This is the first generation Apple Pencil, and I don't like it at all. This, in my opinion, at $100, while it was remarkable, right, when it first came out, it is mediocre in the face of the Logitech Crayon for $50 on Amazon. Now, this is going to give you about 80 to 85% of the same functionality. It charges via Lightning. The difference is that it's not Bluetooth. There's no pairing needed. You just actually charge it and power it on, and it works. It'll work with any iPad, including the iPad Air 3, iPad Mini 5, the iPad 6th and 7th generation, and the iPad Pro 3rd generation. It does not work on anything other than that. But this is going to give you, again, about 80% of the functionality, 80 to 90% of the functionality with about half the cost. That RAID drive's pretty loud right now, but we're going to work through it. So the only difference is that this does not support pressure sensitivity directly on the iPad, but what you can do is then close the arc on the pencil where it's closer to the page. That's how you'd be able to draw a thicker line on that. Other than that, I think it works just fine. It does look a little silly that it's orange in color, your choice between orange and I believe the other color is gray, but at half the cost, I think it's worth looking silly for. I don't mind using it. What really made me look into this was I saw my son using the Apple Pencil 1 and trying to draw with it, and he just looked too aggressive, right? He's a 3-year-old, that's what happens. So I figured I would get this. The tips are really no different, but he is able to hold the Apple Pencil, he's able to hold the Logitech Crayon a little bit better because of the shape. This would be my suggestion for someone who is looking for an Apple Pencil or looking for pencil-like functionality without having to spend $100 on the Apple Pencil itself. Next up is going to be probably my favorite keyboard for the 10.2-inch iPad, and that is going to be the Brydge 10.2. Now, while I didn't necessarily fawn over the 12.9-inch Brydge Pro for the iPad Pro, I think I like the 10.2-inch a little bit more because it's compact size due to the size of the iPad. Hey, that makes sense. It is really going to be a great keyboard. So it's got a high degree of fit and finish, all aluminum. It has those iOS function keys that you find at the top of the keyboard as well. It is $130. You can't find it on Amazon right now. It's not shipping yet on Amazon. I think it's $101 on Amazon, but you could buy it today either from Brydge or in Apple stores for $130. So depending on how quick you need it, you can go ahead and find it one of a couple ways. But this is a great keyboard. And as an alternative, if you don't want to spend $130 on the Brydge keyboard, which I can't blame you, right? It is expensive. There is the iClever folding keyboard, which I'm a really big fan of. It's about $40 on Amazon, and it'll pair with the iOS, Android, and Windows. Now, this is a folding keyboard. It'll super compact. I like this. I can just kind of throw it in my bag. I've lent it out to people before, whether when I was at a conference, and they were pretty amazed by it. It's got a footrest to go ahead and raise the keyboard. It is backlit green, so a great keyboard, and it is a very, I think, suitable alternative for most people. It's highly rated on Amazon as well. I think the only downside is that it does charge via micro USB, where I wish it would have charged by either USB-C. That would have been wonderful, but alas, you just can't have everything now, can you? So a few months ago, I got turned on to the Anker. This is the PowerPort Atom PD1. This was, I think $27 when I purchased it. See, you can see it's kind of thick, right? It's going to sit out from your outlet a good inch and a quarter, depending on where you have this. It could be space constrained. And then I found this. This is the PowerPort PD3, PowerPort 3. This is about $35 on Amazon. They come in black, come in white. It essentially does the same thing in terms of charging your device at 30 watts. It does have a slimmer profile. This is a little bit easier to fit in your bag, whether your pocket or your backpack, and it'll give you still that 30 watts of charging, and it'll negotiate a slower rate depending on what type of device you're using, and it does work with the iPad 7th generation. So it is nice. You'll also need an Anker charger, you'll also need a USB-C charger for that. Anker sells a bunch of them. I'd say that the quality of the Anker chargers are no different in terms of the Apple branded chargers. I think the Apple branded chargers, I've never had problems with them. Kind of a side note, you see people walk in with the ends completely frayed. I've never had that problem, and I have a million. Well, okay, not a million, all right, but you get my drift. I'm exaggerating a little bit there. I have a lot of Apple chargers, and I've never had trouble with them. So I would say that the Ankers are no worse. For sure. I would say that they're probably a little bit better quality. They are a little thicker in terms of the diameter of them. So definitely worth checking out. Now, the next accessory we talked through, I originally reviewed this in February of last year, and this is still probably my go-to iPad stand. Actually, I use it for more than my iPad now. This is probably still my go-to iPad stand when I want to FaceTime with someone or I take a business call. This is the Satechi R1 Hinge stand. Now, this has, see here, there's multiple hinges here. You can really manage this, put it in almost any orientation, making your iPad. So it'll work wonderful with the 12.9-inch iPad, which is why I got it. And it's very hefty. It's got a lot of protection on it. I'm a big fan of that. Now, if you don't need something that has as much flexibility as the Satechi R1 Hinge stand, this is the KLEERLOOK tablet stand. So I think I reviewed this in July. Still love this. Still use this for FaceTime when I'm at the kitchen table. It's actually great. So it has these sliding hooks here. It'll raise 18 inches completely off the ground. Turns 180 degrees. Tilts. I love it a lot. Like this is great for playing video games in. That's probably what my favorite thing to do with it. Where I can't play video games with this, or at least it's not where I play video games, it wouldn't work. So I put my iPad in here, play some asphalt racing, and this works wonderful. So I'm a big fan. In case it's not clear, none of this stuff is sponsored. I purchased everything myself. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I wouldn't recommend it to you if I didn't like it. So know that. Ugh. This is really strong. There we go. So if you are looking for a USB-C hub for your iPad Pro, this is the HYPERDRIVE for iPad Pro. It is 6-in-1 adapter, so you have HDMI, you have USB-C power pass-through, you have a regular SD card, micro SD, USB 3.0, and a headphone jack, all contained within this little accessory. At $90, I think this is a really good buy. Gives you a lot of flexibility how you use your iPad. You can connect a lot of different accessories to it, obviously. I would suggest this if you are looking for that. Now, it does come with an extender. If you want to go ahead, so this sleeve here is removable. You can go ahead and change it depending on whether or not you have a screen protector on there. I don't use a screen protector on my iPad, but you can put one of these on something that lays flush and give it a little bit of an extender or an extension, excuse me. All around good purchase. I use this a ton on my iPad. And last but certainly not least is if you are looking for a mouse for your iPad, whether it's an iPad Air, iPad Pro, as long as it's running iOS 13 and above, my favorite right now is going to be, this is the Logitech MX Master 3. This is the newest one. First of all, this scroll wheel is like insane. It spins so effortlessly. So this scroll wheel is great. It spins effortlessly. There are 5 programmable buttons on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The one thing I don't like about using a mouse with iPadOS is that it's inverted scrolling, and it just bothers the heck out of me. This does charge via USB-C, which is, I think, is probably the biggest upgrade, that and the scroll wheel edition. It does pair to 3 devices. So if you wanted to use it with your Mac, your iPad, or maybe even your iPhone, that'll work as well. It does work wonders. It has this gesture button, and when you use it on a Mac or a PC, you can program these gesture buttons to do certain things. Like in Final Cut, I use it for the blade tool. It makes editing much faster. I like that. Yeah, well, you know, it sounds good. Know that, okay? It's not all janky sounding. So that about wraps it up for me. These are all of my favorite accessories for the iPad. Now, I do have separate videos coming for the Mac, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications to be alerted when that content drops. Now, would you recommend something that I actually had here, or maybe do you have a different accessory that you would tell me about? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll talk to you in the next one. Wow, that was a big yawn. That's 30-watt charger, and I thought this. Am I hitting buttons on my mouse? That's funny. Look. Oh, you can't see that.